3, 2, 1. Yes. Hello, YouTube. I am Mana, your host today. With me, I have Katiana and the huge pleasure to have Angel back. How long I don't see you, Angel? Welcome to the BAS meeting of the week. So, yes, let's start in the same way that we always do. Let's start with Katiana because I don't know her well. It's her first time with me as a host. And she's almost celebrating 1 year in this platform. So, Katiana, tell me about you and how it's been you're participating here.
My name is Katiana. I'm 39 years old. I am engineer. I work in the oil and gas sector, but I work with new projects in the oil and gas sector. And I live in Vitória, Espírito Santo. I am married and I have a little daughter. My daughter, it's almost almost 6 years next month. And I stay in TALKNTALK almost almost 1 year in April. And I stay here because I need to improve my skills in English and speak more and fast in English because in my job, the English is very important.
Yes, very good. And you, Wendell, tell me about you. And how long are you joining us?
Yeah, it's very good to be here. So my name is Wendell Miller. I'm a geologist. Nowadays, I've been teaching here in Mato Grosso, and it's been hard, but I'm very happy to be here in the best meeting of the world. We know it. So I will try to copy some tips here, and that's it.
How long are you a host, Angel?
Wow. I think 1 year and a half, maybe.
Congrats. Very
That's
good.
a lot.
Very good. Let's start the conversation. Today we are talking about personal skills. And I was almost forgetting my presentation. For who don't know the BAS hostess, now I'm not the BAS hostess of the week or in the house, but Angel said that I'm the BAS host in the world. So yeah, I need to agree with this. I'm 28 years old. I live in Juiz de Fora, Minas Gerais. I have a little dog. Her name is Ari Stark. I am a PhD student, still not a professor as Angel, but I am in the way. I am studying about the impact of the exercise and education in diabetes patient. By the way, I am a physiotherapist. I am a host for almost 1 year and 2 years and a half. I think that's all for now. I am an extroverted person. I love to talk and to teach things. Let me start about something new about me. Oh my God. Even though I really like to talk, I consider myself as someone who has few friends. That's new about me. I think I've never mentioned it here. Let's go to the question number 1. What do you consider your strongest personal skill and why? Katiana, do you want to start?
Yes, I'm very good in resolve problems because I work in it's very common, I work in 10, 12 at the same time. And yeah, I have problems a lot every day. And I think it's not a resolve problem, but speak with the people. Because I speak with different people and have a connection between the people, make a connection between the people. And I think I'm very good with this. Resolve the problem with the people, speak the people. I think I'm very good with this and speak and make a relationship between the people and resolve problem with this. I think this thing is very important in the companies now because I see many people don't resolve problems, and the companies need a person and employers who resolve problems. The world needs people who resolve problems.
Yes,
Anna.
yes, yeah.
Can
Hey,
you
Ale.
could you send me the question and send me again to the room? I don't have the question.
Okay, I will. By the way, I think you need to go out and back because for me, you are already in the other room, so I cannot put you there. So maybe to go out and back. Okay?
I need to go out and back.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I'm back, can you send me the question, please?
Yes. Yes. Sure. Tatiana, I think the word has a lot of problem every time. And especially conflicts between people. So it's really hard to solve this. I am in a coordination position in my PhD project, and it's really hard to help people solve these conflicts because maybe sometimes people just don't want, they just want to stay complaining, and I really need to learn how to solve conflicts. I really need it. Angel, what do you consider your personal skills?
For real, I don't know how to describe it because I think my strongest skill that I feel that I have is to have a kind of uplift energy. So for me, it's easier to maintain, you know, the environment in a positive, you know, mood. However, I don't know how can I describe it more, like, I don't know, but it's something that for me, it's easier to handle some situations through this because, you know, my mood, I think sometimes I can transfer this tranquil mood to other people. So it's more easier to do solve problem, to talk to them. I think it is something that I really like. Yeah. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I have never listened to anyone talking about this energy mood. And I consider it a really good personal skills because nowadays we are always rushing. We are always, you know, feeling fear and insecure. And when you have someone that can handle with a hard time and make everyone feel calm and positive, yeah, I consider that it's a good personal skill. Yeah, I really don't know how to describe it because I've never listened to someone saying this about themselves. But yeah, and how did you?
I was thinking here, maybe. Yeah, I was thinking here, maybe it's about keep calming, you know, in hard situation. The first one, something, because I think this kind of thing sometimes the people describe in another way, you know. Some, for example, this thing that I'm saying involves I stay calm in hard situations, you know, try to control the things like in terms of, you know, handle different kinds of personalities, for example.
Yeah, but I think
you know,
it's different.
Yeah, I really don't know how to describe. I think you asked how I got this, like how I discovered this. One day, a person I was talking to a girl from New York in another conversation, and she told me, "Oh, you have the uplift energy." The word is uplift energy, and I didn't know that at that moment. However, now I understand that. You know, I think it's real, but I need to learn more.
Yeah, but I think it's different. Someone who has the ability to keep calm in hard situations. Okay, this person knows how to handle difficult situation. But I feel that you are calm in all situations. easy situations and hard situations. And I think it's a different personal skills. It's a personal skill because when the things are calm and I think it's possible to have the things calm, but in a bad energy, you know, even though there is no problem there, you feel the hard energy in the environment.
Okay,
There is no
I got it.
problem, but you feel the energy. And your personal skill, I think it's different from this. It's that you can change the energy with problems and without problems. Maybe I really like it to discuss this with you. For me, the first thing that comes in my mind about to be talkative. Sometimes it is not a good characteristic because most of the time I capture the focus of the conversation and I talk a lot, and sometimes people do not like this. But to be talkative is more than just talk a lot. It's to have the skill to talk in all situations, good things and bad things. I'm learning this, how to talk, the importance of talk about all problems and all good things and bad things. So I consider this a personal skill, a good personal skill. The question number 2, is there a personal skill that you have been working on lately? If so, what is it and why it's important for you? Katiana, is there something that you are not so good, but you are working on this?
Yes. I think too, when I read this question, I remember 2 things. The English, because the English, it's very important in my personal life and my professional life. And if it's possible, I return to the past. I put more time in the English because these things, it's important. I speak every day with my daughter. Listen the music in English, do the things in English because the words speak in English, and I understand the importance of this in my life, and now I take a time for speaking more in English because it's important in my job now. It's very common. I have 2 or 3 meetings in English every week. And the other thing, it's about develop. Now I study more about Python and BI tools because it's important. I'm engineer, but the companies change a lot after this pandemic, and now it's not you don't it's not if you have a engineer, if you work with engineer, não é mais, você não pode ser só engenheiro, você tem que ser engenheiro, saber programar, saber usar Power BI and the other things, because the companies change and looking for the talents with different skills. And the globalization, I forgot the name, these things in English, but now these 2 things, it's the things when I spend more time in my yes, because it's important.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting because we were talking about personal skills. And in the beginning, I didn't think that to speak in English, it's a kind of personal skills. But I think we learn, and when we start talking in English, it comes with other personal skills. And Katiana, can you think about something that, what means speaking English for you? An example for me, when I discovered that I really know how to speak and I can communicate myself in English, I feel free. And I feel that I can do anything. that you ask me. I can talk with anyone that you ask me because the word is in English. So it's the universal idiom. So to speak in English for me, the personal skills that it brings me, it's the skill about it gives me courage, you know? Yes. So what means for you speaking English?
I think speaking English, the word I think opened the doors for you, because the word speaking English, and I think these things, it's very important, not only for the professions, no, for when you go, when you travel, make new friends, understand the books in the other language. I think it's these things, it's very important. I remember 12 years ago, I go to the Dublin and stay there for 4 months for studying English, for almost 5. And I remember when I returned to Brazil, my mind changed, because I understand the world is bigger, and it's possible for I stay in this bigger world. It's not only in Brazil, but the world. It's my place. And I think when you understand the importance of English, you understand these things. I go to the other part of the world, and it's possible for me make new friends, speak with other people, understand the things, do a new job. And this, I think this is important about the English.
Yes, yeah. And in the beginning, you mentioned something about the word opens a door for you. But for me, it's the opposite. You go there and you open this door, because no one comes easy in your hand. So it's not easy to be in a vacation and still coming here and still studying. And I'm sure that you are dedicated for a lot of things to study English. So I think it's your fault to go there and open this door, and to discover that the world is bigger than just Brazil, than just your city, your state, and things like this. Angel, is there something that you are working, some personal skills?
Actually, I would say the same that Katiana says, you know, in terms of personal skills, I've been trying to work on hard problem solving, you know, take hard decision, very hard decision, like very fast, try to analyze in a quick way. So I'm trying to, because I'm running the business Conversações, so I have been reading more about this. So this is interesting to learn, you know, very quick decision, hard decision. The second one, I think, language. I'm trying to learn Spanish, and I'm still improving my English. And I totally agree with you in Katiana that, you know, when we learn English, we extend our world. Like, you know, we go out of our comfortable zone in terms of culturally. You know, culturally meaning we go out, we extend our possibilities. So I think when you automatically start to see other possibilities in terms of behavior, culture, and a lot of things. So I totally agree that English could be considered a very strong personal skill.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
Yeah, that's it.
But what does it mean for you, Wendell? You mentioned it about to extend the word and to see other possibilities. And how is it for you? What do you consider about it? Because an example, I mentioned it that I feel courage when I speak, because I see the word and I see that I can go there. What does it mean to extend the word for you? It's a totally open question. I don't know what I want to listen.
Yeah, I got it. No problem. Well, I feel like, let me see, more confident. I think the confidence is a very strong point. I mean, when you know English, you see other possibility, other, you know, point of views, and you can, I think you can live more different situations, okay, in other language, because you need to, due to the fact that we are speaking English, we need to operate our brain in other mode, like think, in a different way because of the language. So we start to get in contact with a lot of different people, very different people, because even if we are speaking here in Brazil, we are Brazilians, so we have a kind of very common basis. But when you start to talk to other people, like understanding more and more and more, you start to get more experience and confidence, your background, I think, improve a lot, the skills, So, yeah, that's it. I think the confidence, the confidence, I think the first one, we see a lot of people here that, have studied English for a long time, but they don't feel confident to speak. So once you can do it, of course, you got your energy in a good mood, you improve, increase this.
Yes. And about self-confidence, it's really interesting because in my project on PhD, I study about self-efficacy to exercise. And we have a questionnaire that we ask, and we have a grade to 0 to 100. And this person needs to give the grade about some things that maybe can make this person not so confident about to exercise. And we see if the person thinks that she can do or he can do, yeah, they really do. So the self-confidence, it's really, it's so hard to describe this in English. It's associated with the ability to really do the things. So Katiana, in the beginning of the meeting said, what is important is to talk. Even though you are talking wrong or right, okay, I'm talking. So it is improving your self-confidence and your self-efficacy to talk. So it impacts in a positive way.
Yeah, let me just add something. I was thinking yesterday about TALKNTALK, not only about the facilitators, but also about the people that have been attending the talkers, and if you take this, if we understand, I think in a very proper way, we can understand the way Felipe think, like, this is a school of leaders or something like that, because once you can learn other language, you can learn other skills, you can discuss a lot of different cases. You have discussing cases. This is really, interesting. So we kind of can understand more as we start to take decision, and automatically we become leaders in terms of, to handle situations and to give the first step. So This is interesting.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's about the leadership. I love to talk about this, and I think everyone needs to improve this skill. And I think that is my answer for this question. Something that I am working on, it's on my leadership. As I am in a coordination position, it's hard because I feel that I am a leader since I was so young. Not because I choose this, but because some people put me in this position. And I consider that I was a good leader. Still, I see that I am not. Still people put me really in a leader position that I see, oh my God, what I am doing with these people. I don't know how to handle people conflicts. I don't know how to divide tasks. I don't know how to ask, did you finish the task that I asked you? So it's something that I'm learning, and I am working on this. I consider that I was born with this ability, but I need to improve a lot, tons of improvement on this. So the question number 3, Katiana, do you want to read and answer this one?
Yes, have you ever had to develop a personal skill quickly to adapt to a new situation? If so, what was the skill and how did you manage to learn it quickly? I remember when this pandemic starts, I don't work remotely. I work in the engineer in these years, completely 16 years. And I don't work in the other time remotely at home. And for me, it's very difficult because I stay at home with my daughter, but because the schools are closed in that time. Yeah. And people call me every moment because anyone resolve the problems because the world is crazy, the company is crazy, put a lot of employers in the work at home, and the things need moving for the company. And I think I remember this, for me, it's very difficult because when you have a little kid and the kid don't understand what is this, what happened, my school clothes, my mother stayed together with me at home, but it's not possible play every time. Yeah. And stay in front of the computer every moment, and I need to develop a strong schedule. I need to put the things in different times, and I'm working at night in the morning, yes, and stay with my daughter, and I think it's for 1 year, and now I love work remotely, and I love work at home because I think now I have life because I go with my daughter in the morning, go to the school, after I'm lunch with my daughter, I have breakfast with my daughter. I think these things, it's very important, but I need to develop I think it's different. In the engineering, it's different because if you don't you don't have experience work remotely in the past. These things change a lot for the engineers, and sometimes I remember I said, no, it's not possible. Do everything at home, and yeah. Now it's thing. And that time I don't use Power BI, and I need to learn more about Power BI and use this, and I developed this skill. And I think I remember this because these things impact. I think it's me impactou.
So it impacts you, yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. I think the pandemic comes to do it with everyone. So we need to handle problems that we think was not possible before, and we need to. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, because Katiana is freezing for me, and I thought it was my connection. And I think the pandemic we found some solutions that was not possible before. So imagine a physiotherapist treating you from home. So it's not possible. I need to touch the patient all the time, but I need to learn how to do it without touch. And I did it because I treated a lot of patients from home. So it's different, but it's possible. And I think some problems comes just to show you that it's possible in a way that you didn't thought before. And you, Wendell, what is the first example that comes in your mind about to solve, to develop a personal skill so quick?
Well, about the personal skill quickly, I would say more about adaptation. When I was at the beginning of my master's degree, I had an advisor that was very hard in terms of personality. And everyone knew about it, but I didn't know. So I started to reflect a lot. How can I handle the situation in order to reduce the problem? So I start to, understand more the behavior and the details, and I had to do something that is not my natural move, that is stay far from this person. Like I only talk to I'll only talk to her if I get some result, So, very technically, like, oh, I have this and that, I need this and that, and okay, bye-bye. See you in the next, just like, a very automatic way without going deep. Oh, how are you? How are you? Are you fine? Oh, okay, nice. No, so for me, it was very hard for me because it's not my personality. And I had to adapt, like being a kind of cold, like, oh, I need this and that, and I have this. I've done this, and in the next week I will do this. Okay, nice, bye-bye.
Yes. And the example that comes in my mind is also about my advisor, but is my actual advisor. In the beginning was so hard because I admire this woman so much. And for me, she's the most intelligent woman that I know. She's the most polite that I know. For me, she's 100% right. And it's not true. But in the beginning, I thought in this way. So it was so hard for me to disagree with her. So most of the time that she comes with an idea and I disagree, I say, okay, let's do it. But I didn't agree. So I arrived home and I cried, and I talked with my friends and with my husband. I don't know how to say no to this woman. She's asking something that I disagree, and I know it will not work. I know she's wrong, but I can't disagree with this woman. And we have some meetings together, and she asked something, then I couldn't disagree. The first and the second, and the third meeting, I tried to all my effort to say what is my point of view, and to say, yeah, Anna, you are right. Let's do it in your way. Then I learned it was not so fast the way that I want that it was, but when I learned this, it changed the way that we have our relationship. Because now she looks to me as a researcher, as she is, not so expert as she is, because she's older than me, she has more experience, but she considers me. So she considers what I think. She wants to listen to me. And it just changed because I changed the way that I talk to her. So it was something that I learned. And for me, it's a good personal skill that I can show my point of view. So it's important. And the other one that comes in my mind was when I have a student, and everything that I asked to her, she didn't. So everything that I asked and I give a deadline, she gave an excuse. And I tried a lot of ways to support her, and nothing works. And one day I tried to talk in a deep way with her, saying, hey, I want to help you in your life. not just in your graduation, not just in this project, not just in this paper. I want to help you to improve the things in your life. So I discovered that in this way, I captured her heart. So in this way, she started to listen me and to admire me. And everything that I'm asking now, she's doing. And it was amazing because each student works in a way. So you have to know how you will convince this person that you must be listening.
But you know what? I consider that this is very important because in my opinion, the most part of the master and PhD degrees and all the universities in Brazil, the students do not feel confident to run projects. You know,
yes,
we have not learned how to run projects, how to conduct the things, how to lead things. So I've seen a lot of students that they conclude their PhD degrees and they don't know, feel insecure and not confident to do the things alone, by themselves.
Yes, how to be the leader. Yeah,
how to be the leader, how to come. So I think this is a problem in the programs,
Yes,
the graduate program. So yeah,
but I think
congrats for you.
Yeah, thank you. But I think they do it to keep us on control. So even though they don't think in this way, but I think they want to.
I agree.
How can I say this? To control us. So they don't want to let us disagree with them. They just want to say, do it. And we go there as a robot and we do it. Like, I think they don't want a brain to think. They want just someone to say, and you go there and do. Yes, sir. And you go there and do. So, yeah, it's this. Oh, I'm loving this conversation. We are still in the question number 4. Katiana, are you there? Yeah.
Number 4, do you think
Yes.
that personal skills are innate or learned? Can they be improved upon over time? I think probably some things, I think born with the people. For example, I'm very good with resolve problem. Very good. For me, it's very common. If you have a problem, you speak with me. I do the things, speak with you, speak with other people, or I remember what people it's possible for resolving a problem. For me, this thing is natural. And I think if you put the same problems in the other hands, probably sometimes people say, oh, other problem every day. And for me, it's very common. I have problems every day and I resolve the most of the problems.
Yeah.
But I think these things born with the people. And I think, for example, many people is very good in talking, and the other people it's very analytical. My husband, for example, it's an analytical person. Yes, and thinking about the thing and resolve a problem. And if you have a problem and put this problem in my hands, probably I'm running very fast and I resolve the things. But if you put the same problem in the analytical person with this person thinking more about this problem. And I think yes, some skills born with the people, and the other you are learning in the middle of the way. And yes, for the English, for example, it's on one example. I don't born speaking English, but I learned. And I don't, yes, I don't born in, I hate programming, I hate Python, Power BI, but I learned this skill. And yes, I think it's important. And yes, I think some things you need time for learning, and the other, I think you're born with this, the relationships, the good communications, and the other things, I think it's born with the people.
Yes, yes, I totally agree. And do you agree with this? That is some things that are inherent of this person or in others that you need to learn?
Wow. Actually, no. I don't think we're born. Yeah, I don't think we're born with some kind of things like. I think we have some facility, but the most part of the people, I consider it's naturally. I don't consider that it's naturally. I consider that actually is driven by the environment, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes you didn't pay attention on it, like you when you were a kid and you know, a children, teenager, and so on. So it's something totally driven by your environment. For example, I would take my family as example. For example, I know how to play a lot of instruments. My sister do it as well. My family, my whole family do it as well, because you know we learned from an uncle that we had, and when we were a kid, you know, very young, we saw him a lot, you know, playing. We saw him a lot playing, sing. And
Yeah.
we only, you know, only by watching this situation, we learned a lot. Nowadays, it's easy because we never took lesson to learn, you know. So the communication is the same. I have a lot of people that can communicate very well, you know, in my family. So I think this skill maybe, you know, is something that driven by the environment, in my opinion, of course. I think we can have some facilities in, you know, genetically meanings, but I think the more than 90% is driven by the environment. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I know the question is the same, but I got this question in a different way than you, Wendell. And my opinion is the same of you, but when I read the word innate or learned or something that you are born with this skill, for me, doesn't mean that you are really born since you were 0 years old, 0 months, but that you don't need to put effort to learn. So even though it's driven from the environment when you were a kid, for me, we can consider that you was born with this ability.
Perfect.
Because
yeah,
you
I agree.
Effort. So, and I think some skill that I have today was not something that I was born with, because my dad's genetic and my mom, so it is a mix. But I always see my mom doing anything that is necessary to earn money. She's a teacher, but we had a time when I was a kid that we didn't have money, and my mom sells anything that she needs to earn money. And when I grow up, I see myself doing the same, doing anything that you asked me, anything that is necessary to earn money. Even if I need to, how can I say this in English? Entregar panfleto, I don't know, to give papers in front of my school. So it's not something that I learned. It's something that I see my mom doing. So if for me, it is like Endel said, I was not born with this skill, with this characteristic, but I see my mom doing. So I didn't need to put effort on learn this. So yeah, it's this. Just let me close the rooms and I will bring people back. Katiana, what did you think about this topic? Because I like it so much, and I'm thinking to bring the part 2 of this, because we really had a conversation. It was not like an interview. What did you think?
I think this topic is very interesting because in the companies, in the LinkedIn, every time you speak about the skills, how the skills I need develop for this job, for the other job, and I think it's a very interesting topic because for you develop a skill, you need a time. And you need for English, for example, you need years for develop the and speak very well in English, and the other in Spanish or Italian or other idiom. And I think it's important to speak about this because I think the skills don't resume your profession, but in your life. If you have a very good communication, it's good for your with your friends, with your family, in the church, and I think this topic it's important, and I think everyone it's unique and have a unique characteristic and differ for the other people. I think this thing is important.
Yes, perfect.
And I remember one thing in the past when I have a team, I in that time I developed a different thing because I have a big team, and I have one very good communicator, one analytical person, and everyone is different in my team because I need different skills for if I need teaching for the employers, I use one people. If I need do the control in the capex and opex and the investments, I use the other people. And I think if you manager, you need to understand these things. You need looking for the different skills and characters in the person, in these persons, in the.
Yeah. I think when you have contact with people from different characteristics, you can learn a little bit with each one. So I think the best team, it's composed by different people. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for coming to this meeting. I want to know from Ale and Jeff, how was the conversation? Because I see that, who was the other guy here? And he needs to go out. How was the conversation with just one-to-one?
Me and Jefferson, Ricardo leave the class.
Yeah, Ricardo.
But me and Jefferson, it's so delicious to have a conversation because we think in the same way, right? I would like to say something. I am a server. I am a server in my house, in the street, in the elevator, in my condominium. When I go to everywhere, I'm trying to serve someone with my behavior, my smiles, and if sometime give a plate of food for them. It's my best skills. My best skills is to serve. If you come to my house, I'll serve you a delicious filet mignon. I do, right?
Oh my God, I want. Yes, I really want.
Let's go to Alexander's house right now.
Come here. There's a beach.
Yeah.
There is a beach just beside my house, my apartment. There is a beautiful beach. You can go there and refresh your body. And I can prepare the filet mignon and live in the beach for you.
Oh my God, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Jeff and Ale, could you finish the questions or no?
No, we not did we went to 4 or 5 because we
really
have a lot
good.
of thoughts to talk.
Yeah.
It's impossible to finish all this question with smart, with intelligent person that has so many experience, so many things to talk. It's impossible.
Yes, and that's the point.
Yeah.
It's, I was thinking that here we have a really conversation. Was not like an interview. Say, what do you think about this question? No, this is an interview. What is the difference between a conversation and an interview? A conversation, you can flow and you can bring new points in the middle of the talk. But an interview, no, you just want to ask and listen, ask and listen. And it's not what we are doing here. If it was like to have an interview, the name will be interview and interview. It's not interview and interview. It's talk and talk. So it's a conversation. It's totally different. So
interchangeably conversation.
Yes.
And just to finish, it's very amazing because we talk about our experience. We talk a lot about self-reflection and about the exposure to diverse perspective of our life, even in our age.
Yes, amazing, guys. Thank you so much to attend this meeting. I hope you like it, and I hope to